Paramount, slow down. We just started the series. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We got a lot to discuss in terms of Sonic and this foolishness that is greatness. First of all, Sonic Movie 3 is confirmed. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3. And then the icing on the cake, Knuckles is getting his own series.
On Paramount Plus.
And what makes this the icing on the cake is we're officially seeing how important Knuckles is in the first place.
Yes,
I've always said this. I've always said Knuckles was always important. There is an importance to Knuckles. There's an importance with the Chaos Emeralds, and there's an importance with the Master Emerald. It all ties to Knuckles. Period.
Yeah. So I think, you know, starting with the Knuckles, the Echidna TV series, I think it's great. I've been a massive Knuckles fan my entire life, and actually he's the reason I stayed with the series for so long. And seeing the way he devolved as a character over time is actually the main reason I left the series in the first place. So this is a chance for Sega to really bring the character back to the way he was supposed to be.
In the first place, for me, it all started in the Archie comics and how he portrayed himself there. He would literally go toe-to-toe with Sonic. He had his own super form, and he would go toe-to-toe there, and it's just little things like that. They would go tit for tat every time I would be reading those comics. And now he gets to have his own series. Now, the question is, are we going prequel or are we going sequel?
Well, I honestly think that it could go either way. So the most likely option would be that they do a prequel and they show his backstory. Explaining how he was raised by his Echidna clan. Since in the movie series, the clan is not wiped out. They're all still very much alive and they tried to hunt down Sonic. So we may get a backstory as to why they hate Sonic. I guess what's the lore and backstory behind that, and how they raise Knuckles, you know, as a kid, because
who he is
he's
now.
the same. Well, he's a year older than Sonic, so in that time in Sonic Movie 1 where the Knuckles clan was shown, Knuckles was probably about what? If Sonic was like 4 or 5, then Knuckles was 5 or 6.
Right.
So we have to see how he was raised, how they made him into the Guardian he is now, and how they raised him to pretty much hate Sonic.
Right. There's gotta be, now maybe they might do a sequel. It might be just, okay, they did their battle, now let's move forward. But I think they'll do it.
I do hope that they at least give us a little bit of lore.
Or both.
Or backstory. Yeah, they can very well do both. I at least want to see some backstory on the Echidna clan. You know, how they raised him as, you know, from a kid up until this now 16, 17-year-old Echidna that we now see. And then I would also like to see, like, you know, a little bit of after Sonic Movie 2. He goes his own way, because I don't think he's going to be best friends with Knuckles and Tails. Sonic and Tails immediately.
Not yet, no. Because he's still, I'm pretty confident they're going to keep him as the loner. He's always been like that. That's always been his persona.
Especially now that he has his family, assuming that they don't kill them off. Like,
right, because I can see it can go either way. They might still be gone, or it just might be him. Based off of the movie, it just might be him.
Depending on how they handle Sonic Movie 2. Let's say that they hint that Knuckles' tribe was somehow wiped in between hunting down Sonic and raising him into the Guardian. It may be hinting at Chaos, but, you know, because Chaos is the one who wipes them out in the game.
That makes sense.
So it depends on how it's handled in Sonic Movie 2, which will decide how his series is handled. But I'm looking forward to it either way. Knuckles is my favorite, and this is what he deserves. He deserves
it. He deserves so much more than what he is. And I'll say this. Sonic and Knuckles over Sonic and Shadow. Well, we'll get back to that later. Let's dive into movie 3. Now, we've seen the logo for it. The question is, what character are we looking to see next? A lot of people are saying Shadow. Nah.
Yeah. Okay, so
However, the other character that we're seeing, look at the logo. It's got this darker shade of blue. The tone of the 3 is this glowing, metallic,
robotic,
evil. I'm just saying.
So,
obviously, we're seeing.
So the Sonic movie 3, if you look closely, very closely at the logo for the Sonic movie 3, it has this almost robotic glare that looks like a certain character's eye texture. And by now that we're using the word mechanical and robot,
Bruh,
you already know what we're talking about.
On.
Yeah,
Metal Sonic's
we're
in the
talking
building.
about Metal Sonic.
It's inevitable. It makes sense.
So logo, well, let's just discuss the logo first, and then we'll get into story-wise. So logo design-wise, it most likely is hinting at Metal Sonic, and for somebody who may argue that this is a stretch, I want to point out to the Sonic Movie 2 logo and how Sonic Movie 2 literally uses Tails as 2 tails on the number 2 in the logo. So it is clearly a theme, I should say, to when they introduce a character, they incorporate them into the logo design.
Yes.
Now they didn't put Knuckles in, but you know Knuckles isn't he's not a friend yet, whereas Tails is an ally. Now, granted, Metal Sonic's not going to be an ally either, but you know he's going to be the main focal point, so they may focus on him in the logo some way. So like I still to this day say they should have called it Sonic Movie 2 and Knuckles. Like they should have. I'm sorry, they should have. I know it's corny, but they should have. That way they could have incorporated Knuckles into the logo. But with Sonic Movie 3, granted, another argument is that the Sonic Movie 3 logo is not the final design. It could just be, the present render that they have. But I still think that they wouldn't put those. I mean, I don't know.
They wouldn't do that for a reason.
I don't think the texture was like, let's just throw this texture in here. I think that's very.
But the fact the fact that they did this so quickly is just interesting. They're really like, what is Paramount cooking up over there? Like, seriously, they did this quick.
Yeah, for real.
Now, a lot of people are saying it could be Shadow. The reason it's way too soon for a Shadow to even be conjured up in people's thoughts.
Right. So even if we take the discussion of the logo out completely, I still think it would make the most sense to not do Shadow. It's just too soon. It makes no sense because the thing about Shadow is, first of all, there's the backstory with Gun. Let's ignore Shadow the Hedgehog. Let's pretend that game doesn't exist. Granted. I really hope that they do not put that story in the movie.
Granted.
Granted.
Gun is apparently in Sonic 2.
Well, but the Gun was introduced in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which was Shadow's original backstory until it got completely
botched.
Yeah, botched in the Shadow Hedgehog. So we're not even going to talk about that game. We're just going to focus on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Well, I keep calling it 2 Battle, but Sonic Adventure 2. Gun was introduced as the main military force, and Gun attacked the Colony Arc.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, but there is also the backstory of how the research that Gerald Robotnik did in regards to studying the Echidna temples, at least it was hinted or implied that he did this, studied chaos and studied the murals on the Hidden Palace wall. So, there's a lot of, and there's also
a lot of world building that has to be involved. Before we jump in, because
before we jump into Shadow, can we at least get to Metal Sonic and Chaos? I mean, hello, Chaos. Sonic Adventure 1, we should go in order.
Right.
So before we jump into Sonic Adventure 2.
And just to say this, with Shadow the Hedgehog, is Paramount really gonna show the backstory of a little child getting shot? Maria.
This is the movie series that said that Tika Sumpter's character was collateral damage, so they're clearly about that. I'm just saying they're clearly about that life. They are like, oh, you're a woman, okay, collateral damage. Like they're okay with killing girls, women, whatever, children. They don't care. So, but all that to say is that, so that's why I believe it shouldn't. I won't say that it can't be Shadow. I say, in my opinion, it should not be Shadow because it's too soon. They're skipping over 2 major villains just to get to Shadow. And there's a lot of buildup, we don't even know about the Master Emerald or the Chaos Emeralds and how they function. Shadow uses the Chaos Emeralds or the Chaos Energy. We gotta establish some things before we jump into Shadow.
Yes, and we gotta establish a Supersonic too.
Yeah, and then there's the whole thing with the Bio-Lizard, all that
that's
Sonic
a lot to take
Bio-Lizard being based on Chaos, and you guys want to skip over Chaos, there's things that we gotta go in order. We gotta go in order. Not to mention the way they're pooping out movies. Who knows when Sonic Movie 3 is coming out? It might be just another 2-year wait. Mm-hmm. We want them to take their time. I don't want them to rush through the series and now, we're up to Sonic Movie 5 in the next 2 years and now that's it. It's the end.
Sonic Movie 5. Big the Cat is involved.
Oh my god, I saw that meme.
Anyway, but that's here nor there. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Regardless of anything, this is a lot to look forward to. Now, we got a lot to eat on. We've got movies, we got series, we got a Netflix Sonic Prime.
Yeah, not even to talk about that.
The IDW comics are still coming out, and this era is just as crazy as it is. And then finally we have Sonic Origins and Sonic Frontiers. Now, as far as shifting into that, apparently this has been confirmed. The Sonic Frontiers model, apparently it's a placeholder.
The Forces model that they were using within Sonic Frontier.
Those pictures, those clips, apparently it's a placeholder. So, another thing to play it by ear, but granted it's confirmed. I'm happy with that.
Well, so that's a whole discussion in and of itself that I do think requires some discussion, because according to what was said is that they use the Sonic Forces model, Frontiers Forces, it keeps messing me up.
Yep.
They use the Sonic Forces model as a placeholder because the Sonic Frontier Sonic model wasn't completed yet at the time of that screenshot. That's a little concerning, considering this is supposed to be Sonic's, I'll say it, last hurrah, the biggest game since Generations.
Bruh, this is your 30th anniversary title.
This is a 30th anniversary title. And
it's supposed to come
Sonic
out when?
model wasn't even apparently holiday this year. It's supposed to come out my birthday, November 15th of this year. So that's kind of concerning that just 2 years ago they didn't even have the Sonic model. Now, I'm just hoping we're not entering the vicious Sonic cycle of them rushing a deadline, trying to make an anniversary date. And instead of pushing it back, they push it out, and then there's 100 million glitches. And then they never patch it. They just say, "I'm sorry, fans," and we've already spent our money on trash. I'm just worried that's the path we're taking, because the fact that they didn't even have the Sonic model completed for this game. Just when was that Sonic Frontiers? It was the teaser. It was the teaser shot where they used the Sonic Forces model. I think that was either late 2020 or early 2021. Well, that was like a year ago.
Right.
Maybe a year and a half ago.
Awards. Right. That was during the awards.
Right.
So,
but either way, they've been showing us the same footage, the same screenshots, and they haven't really shown any gameplay. They haven't shown anything beyond the story. And this is a game that's supposed to now either. I'm cutting myself off, but either E3 is going to be massive for Sonic this year, and they reveal all the gameplay, all the trailers, or they're just going to show us another lackluster thing, and they're hiding the game, and it's like, why are you hiding this game? It's supposed to be so massive.
And to bring it up, there have been times where I'll just say as a perfect example, Nintendo, Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey was first shown, and they had at least 3 minutes worth of gameplay. At least 3 minutes worth of gameplay. They literally showed us what the game was going to be about. So
So this is a big concern because Sonic Frontiers is pretty much the make it or break it for the Sonic the Hedgehog video game series. You know, and if they fail, Sonic the Hedgehog as a video game series will collapse. And granted, Sonic has all this multimedia now, you know,
that's great.
TV
That's
shows,
awesome.
and the comics, and now we have a plethora of movies. But it just goes to show that Sonic may have to survive without video games. I mean, if they fail at Frontiers, there's no coming back from that. You know, you're just proved like this is supposed to be their last hurrah.
If anything, they would have to just stick to 2D or something. I don't know.
They don't even want to do 2D, and Mania was a success. But they don't even want to go back to it because I get, I don't want to get into that conversation, but, Sega of Japan has its ways about them not being the main production studio, I guess, and they didn't want to leave it to fans. At least that's what I'm hearing.
But again, it's just something we're going to have to play it by ear. We'll wait till E3.
Yeah, we'll have a big conversation with E3. Either it's going to be a great conversation and we're going to be excited, or it's going to be a pretty bad conversation, a pretty serious one. And Sonic Frontiers is going to be talked about a lot.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just concerned for us as far as gameplay goes. She over here is fine.
I'm a story fan.
So
I'm gonna be
she's
honest,
good as
I've always been into Sonic for the characters themselves and the story. So the fact that there's movies, I don't need to touch another game ever.
So let us know what you guys think overall in regards to everything that we're getting. Now, this is a positive time. This is a great time to be a Sonic fan. Sonic fans are eating.
This is pretty much the refresh, at least as far as the movies, the comics, and the hopefully Netflix series will also be good. This is the refresh the Sonic franchise needed. I was going to say series, but franchise. The whole franchise needed this refresh, this reboot.
It's something to look forward to.
We just have to hope that Sonic Frontiers
pulls through,
or that's just not going to look good game-wise. Games may be canceled after that. No more games.
As always, it's a pleasure. Like, comment, let us know what you think. This is Chumba.
And Ashley.
We are out.
Bye.
Let's go. CHUMCONE, that's where it's at. Awesome gameplay, awesome reviews, and that's a fact. CHUMCONE, get in the zone. Entertainment on your PC.